All right, here we go. Doing my first 48-hour fast in my whole life, and I'm about 20 hours into it now, and I decided, you know what, there are a lot of other people that's thinking about this and wondering how to do it the right way and how they're gonna actually feel. So I wanna actually tell you how I feel. But before I tell you how I'm feeling at hour number 20, I'm gonna tell you how I got here. Actually, so that was about 5 weeks ago. And then I started doing a lot of different studies on intermittent fasting because there's been a lot of updates to it, how to do it, some of the benefits that you can really gain from it, to your hormones, down to a cellular level, down to your mitochondrial level, which is your mitochondria is the powerhouse for your cells, kind of like, powers your cells. So I was also having a problem with my gut. So I was like, you know what I'm currently doing is not seeming to work anymore. And maybe factors of me getting older, getting super close to 50, how the body changes over time probably has a lot to do with it. And I know a lot of people are told that age is nothing but a number. And that is true if you do not know anything about biology and what happens to the human body as time passes, just natural, right? But I don't want to get into that. We'll save that for another video. So hour number 20 into my first 48-hour fast. How I got here is I had realized that I I think 1 out of 1.5 African Americans are insulin resistant. I'm actually going to link a video link to that up here that's going to talk about insulin resistance and how it is like almost the number one reason why people cannot burn fat, because as long as insulin is prevalent inside your body, it's very difficult for your body to turn on that fat burning system. So I was like, well, let me try this. Remember, but before this, I was like I'm like, hell no against like not eating. I've brought up in the school of thought of eating 5-6 times a day, yada, 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 yada. So when I learned more about insulin, I changed over. So in my first week or so of getting into maybe 10 days of intermittent fasting, yet my body was off. I seemed to be having headaches. I seemed to not be having a lot of energy. And I was only able to, in the beginning, start with only not eating for 12 hours. That means I would probably eat my last meal at about 8 o'clock at night, stay up to about 11 or so, go to sleep, wake up, and then eat again, what they would say is breakfast, about 8 o'clock the next day. And I really couldn't go past that. I couldn't do it. But then I started to learn and understand is, hey, I need to stop making carbohydrates one of my primary fuel sources inside my body and start reconditioning my body to be able to burn fat as fuel. And this is what they call as metabolic flexibility, which a lot of us, because we've had these high carbohydrate diets and processed food diets, really almost lose that ability, especially the people that are constantly dealing with obesity, right? So once I started to do that, I switched from a high carbohydrate, high protein, kind of low fat diet to increasing my fats inside the diet. So I actually increased the number of calories that come from my fat up to 65%, dropped my high protein diet down to a moderate protein diet, which was about 35% of that. And then I kind of used about 10% left to incorporate carbs. That took about another week or so for me to get used to, but then I started all of a sudden feeling better, feeling like I had more energy. And as a byproduct, by increasing the amount of natural, good, clean fats that I was intaking, I stopped being as hungry. I stopped snacking on a lot of things. And then I stopped doing the whole breakfast, lunch, dinner thing. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna just get out of that mindset and I'm gonna start calling this meal 1, meal 2, and meal 3, since I no longer needed snacking. But I wanted to try to make sure that my body had enough calories to keep my metabolism up and enough macronutrients so that I could still continue to maintain the muscle mass and strength that I currently have, or even increase that, right? So by starting to increase my fats, I started finding myself, man, I'm not even hungry 12 hours later. I started doing 14 hours. And then I was like, man, that's nothing. I wake up in the morning and I work out fasted as well. So I lift weights fasted, I do my HIIT training fasted, and I do my walks fasted. And I was finally like, man, even after that, I still wasn't hungry. So I started going from 12, 14 to 16-hour fast. And this is kind of the sweet spot that you want to get into when you're doing your different fasting, because at 16 hours, you start having what they call as autophagy, where your body starts to clean out bad cells. Your gut bacteria starts to kill off the bad bacteria that's causing all types of inflammation and diseases and weight gain inside you. We'll talk about that also in another video. I don't want to get too deep into that, but I started feeling these benefits. And then this is the reason why I'm starting this at 20 hours, because I was finding myself sometimes, if I'm out and about, I'm at 16, 18 hours, I'm good. And I've been hitting this 20-hour mark of fasting, right? Now I'm here at 20 hours, and I want to tell you how I feel I'm passing 21, to be honest with you. I'm at 21 hours, and I'm going to document how I feel in different intervals throughout this 48-hour fast. Now, in this 48-hour fast, this is a liquid fast. I'm pretty much only drinking water, even though earlier today I did have a green tea, but it was unsweet, no calories, no sugar, no fats, no carbs, nothing that's going to have a metabolic response inside my body, or definitely won't trigger an insulin response, because what I'm trying to do is keep my body in a ketonic state, but not a dietary ketonic state, but also kicking up that process of autophagy, what I'm going to talk about later inside of it. And actually, at hour number 21, I feel pretty good. I do feel, when I move around a lot and be a little bit more active, a little something inside my head, but it's not brain fog. For anyone that's first started doing fasting, or you're trying to lower your carbs inside any type of dietary routine that requires that, you know what brain fog is. It's very difficult to remember simple things like a loved one's name or something like that, but that clears up as your body starts to get rid of that slushy carbohydrate residue and get to a cleaner, more efficient long-term fuel, which is burning fat. And this is kind of where we want to be at. We want to be in a position that our body is now a fat burning system instead of a fat storage system. A lot of people's bodies are fat storage systems, so they're trying to do exercise, they're trying to do these diets, and it's like you triple working yourself and not getting the results that you're looking for, is because your system is not designed to do that. You're trying to force yourself into fat burning through hard exercise and seriously cutting calories, what ultimately ends up negatively affecting your metabolism, slowing your metabolism down. So when you get ready to go back to regular eating, whatever hard gains you took to lose that weight, it comes back just by looking at a donut, or walking across a piece of cake, because you haven't changed your body into that fat burning system. But this is where I'm at right now at hour number 20. When I originally started this, I thought I was going to just do a 24-hour, but I'm like, you know what, I'm feeling pretty good. I want to let my body kind of detoxify itself, give my gut a chance to clear it all out, heal all up. And that's just where we're at. So I'll see you in the next segment. Give me about 3-4 more hours. There we go. I had a little brain slip there. Give me about 3-4 more hours, and I'm gonna also tell you how I feel, and also maybe give some tips or something that people might want when they're trying to do something like a 48-hour fast. And one thing is, I will say, one of the worst things people can do is thinking that they're going to go from their regular eating habit to not eating or just drinking water for 48 hours or even 24 hours. And think like you're just going to receive all these awesome benefits. More than likely, you're going to end up not doing it again because you didn't have the right information and you didn't prep your body for this shock. Preparation is the key to success. That's what I'm making this video for, so I can help other people wanting to do the same thing, making sure that they're prepared for the success that they're looking for. Okay, I'll see you in it'll just be 1 second to you, but a couple hours for me. All right, so I'm about to get ready to wrap up my day, and so it's actually 11:03 here on the East Coast. I started this fast last night at 8 o'clock. I woke up 8 o'clock this morning, and I've went pretty much throughout the day, and I'm going to be honest with you, it hasn't been that difficult. Probably one of the things that I'm probably dealing with now is that my mouth wants something with flavor inside of it. So, but since it's just about my bedtime right now, I'm not even going to worry about it. But maybe in the morning when I wake up, I'll probably have me like some green tea with a little bit of table salt to kind of help with some of them phytonutrients or some of the good nutrients that you can get from green tea or coffee. But I kind of stopped drinking coffee also about 3 months ago, so that's off the table. But I was talking with someone today, and they kind of asked me, "Man, what are you going to eat when you finish your fast?" And I guess, in my mind, I'm thinking, hey, you know what? I'm definitely going to eat a lot. So it got me to thinking about, what should you eat after you complete your fast? Because I do understand that there are certain type of bacteria, certain linings inside your stomach that you just don't want to introduce a lot of different things to, because it could definitely start to upset your stomach, giving you things like an irritable bowel syndrome, and just not an overall good experience. So after doing some research today, as a matter of fact, something did happen. Normally, I listen to audiobooks a lot, and when I'm listening to them, my mind drifts back and forth on other things and then back to the book. But I noticed today that when I was listening to an audiobook actually about fasting and what to eat after, that my mind didn't drift. I didn't notice that my mind didn't drift while it wasn't drifting. Is when my mind actually drifted onto something else, it like snapped back to focus right back on the audiobook. And I didn't even really finish thinking about what I was thinking about. And normally when I'm listening to audio, I will finish out full, complete thoughts and run different stories inside my head. So that didn't happen. So I guess it kind of improved my concentration this early. But from a lot of what I've heard, it usually takes a little bit longer. But maybe it's because I've become fat adapted, because the last few weeks I have been doing things like intermittent fasting and training my body to turn into a fat burning system instead of a fat storage system. I think that's pretty good. But yeah, so far I'm at, I guess 8 would be, 12, 13, 9, 14, 24. 9 would be 24 or 25. 10 would be 26. 11 now is 27 hours. And to be honest with you, I feel real good. Now, the challenge is going to be is tomorrow, I actually go to one of my trained workouts where I have a trainer to help kind of motivate me and keep me pushing. And I do a lot of high intensity interval training. And it's going to be interesting to see how that is, because by that time tomorrow, I should be on like hour 36 or 37. So I hope this was a good idea, but we're going to see. But yeah, basically so far I feel great. I've also done a lot of research too, since I had that question asked, what to actually eat when you break your fast, and depending on how long it is. So this is not really an intermittent fast. Once you start to get into past 24 hours and 48 hours and further, it's called an extended fast. So I'll actually tell you about that towards the end of the fast, what I'm going to actually eat, how I'm going to introduce my body back to eating regular foods. And I guarantee it's definitely not what you think. So, all right, I'll see you guys in the morning. Okay, so this is my first ever official 36 hours going without eating in my life. And to be honest with you, I don't feel hungry. But I do believe that if I probably would have still been following a high carbohydrate diet and doing something like trying to eat 5 and 6 times a day, then I probably would feel like I'm almost dying. But no, I feel pretty good. Now I am nervous because I'm about to get ready to go to the gym and do a hard workout for about an hour. And then I'm still going to have, 10 more hours left before I have to eat. So these next few clips are probably, I don't know what they're going to be. So, but I do want to say this though. I'm definitely feeling very, very appreciative because there are a lot of people on this planet that going without eating for 36 hours is normal, and they're working hard. It's a privilege to be able to do this because I want to, and it's not mandatory. So I just want to give a shout out, thanks to God for allowing me to be able to have the life that I have and to be able to present to other people. And I hope this puts someone else that's watching this video in a feeling of gratitude that they are even able to think about doing this without it being without it not having any options to do it or not. All right, so yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm about to get ready to head out. Whew, hit this workout. Wish me luck. Hope I didn't make a foolish decision. All right, so here I am at the gym, Train or Die compound, where we do just a lot of high intensity type exercises to really help you burn that fat and build that muscle up. So I told my trainer that I'm actually at hour about 38 right now, 37. On a fast, so he said he's going to modify the workout a little bit for me, but he said it's still going to kick my ass. So here we go. So he always starts me with a warm-up set, usually consisting of some stretches and then this run that you see me doing. And then we move right into the workout. One thing is, I never know what the workouts are going to be. 20 rows. Today we did 7 exercises back to back. So how this goes is I do each exercise 1 through 7, and then I take a short break, and then I do that over 4 times. In this video, I'm going to cut it short and just kind of run through the exercises that we did, and you can see how I held up. I think the main reason I'm able to perform so well is because I understand that a lot of things that people have been taught about the body and getting energies are just not anatomically true based on the human body. Where people think that you got to eat, you got to always put protein in. You never have anything in reserves, and those psychological conditionings stop people from really benefiting from a lot of the amazing abilities of our body. I'm not really a split squatter.
Split squats bring more hits into it. Yes, men are.
All right, ready?
Sir, back in those hips.
How many?
Even though I coach, I have no problem going to another coach that I trust to push me outside my comfort zone, because I know your comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing grows there. Even doing exercises like this, something I would probably never do at home, or I never do at home.
Okay, I'm not really a split squatter, but this is one of the reasons why I come here. I do my normal workouts at home, but here I never know what I'm gonna do.
All right, you got 12 there.
Which one? This one?
This full body HIIT routine is great for burning fat, especially during a fast. Better yet, it's great for burning fat even when you're not fasting. One thing you gotta do though, if you want to continually burn fat throughout your exercise or after your exercise, you do not want to put foods that's going to spike your insulin anytime within an hour of your exercise routine.
See, I'm not that tired is because I know that I have energy left. It's psychological, especially when you have the correct information. And that's one of the things that I'm always talking about here at Blackman's Health is if you want change for anything that lasts, you got to have the correct information.
So like I was saying, if you want to take it to the next level in anything, whether it's fitness goals, financial goals, or just life goals, you got to get the correct information. The problem is a lot of people are not willing to do the research necessary to help them get to where they want to be, and they're often wondering why they cannot make it or achieve their goals. You got to get the right information so that you can get the right results. Man, I am almost all the way through this exercise routine at this point, and I am surprisingly feeling amazing, especially after, at this point, not eating for about 38 hours. I actually seem to have more energy than when I normally come in and do these workouts. If you are really trying to burn fat when you're exercising, don't focus on the small muscles too much. You got to focus on your bigger muscle groups like your back, your legs, and your chest. Now, I'm not saying don't work those other muscles, but when you're actually really trying to burn fat, you got to do these full body style exercises like this. And you can't really look for easy if you're trying to get amazing results.
That was one set. I got 3 more of all these to do again. Woo, man. Wow, to be honest, that wasn't bad at all. And I still feel like I have that good energy. I feel like that was even one of my better workouts. After about 38 hours on a fast, no food, only water, and I had a little bit of green tea yesterday, but you know what's gonna happen though? Because I know I got till 8 o'clock tonight, and this means that my body is gonna be extra burning ketones. I wasn't doing this so much to try to actually burn fat, more of a kind of a cleanse and a reset for my body and my hormones, but hey, I'm happy to get this extra fat burning time in. And to be honest, I actually feel real great about the rest of the day, so, all right. So I decided to bring you guys along while I pick up a few things for my post meal. I'm actually not going to have this on my post meal, but I'm going to grab some of these pomegranates because they are good, great for your gut microbiome, or just pretty much good for your stomach. They're a good kind of like a probiotic type thing, natural source for it. Let me see. I think I'll get this batch because 2 of these are actually ready, so I better have 1 of these today and tomorrow. So yeah, avocados, man, great source of healthy plant-based fats, great source of potassium and magnesium rolled up inside one. So, oh, you also need sodium. So one of the things is you want to watch when you're fasting is your electrolytes. I know we're constantly told like fruits like apple, you should have an apple a day and everything to keep the doctors away, but if you're trying to lose weight and you're having like a problem, like an insulin resistant problem, things like apples and bananas and mangoes, they're not good for you because they are real high on the glycemic index, kind of meaning that you're going to get a real high insulin spike. And if you watch any of my videos on insulin, you'll know that too much insulin inside your body is not going to allow your body to burn fat, no matter how much you exercise. There we go. Coconut. Some nice coconut. I eat coconuts a lot. Let me shake this one. See, seems like it has a lot of good juice inside of it. Coconuts are a great source of fiber. You also want some good fiber when you get ready to break your fast too. Great source of fiber. They call coconut the vegetable white meat, the new white meat. Good source of protein and other good phytonutrients inside of it. So I'm actually going to break my fast with some coconut as well. What do we have here? Some good looking
strawberries. Get some of these strawberries. So that's what I'm kind of basically gonna have. And I know these are fruits, but berries give pretty much a low insulin response. So I'm not gonna go ham on them, even though I'm hungry, and I could eat a lot of them right now, but I'm not. So I'll probably have about 2 or 3 of these strawberries. And here we go. I'm gonna get one of these cucumbers. Cucumbers are actually good too, good for alkalization, good kind of hydration. Let me make sure I get a good one, it's not beat up right here. And I go into it. This is going to be a super light meal. I'm actually going to put it all together. But I still got a few more hours before I get to that far. So stay tuned, and I'll see you. It'll only be 1 second for you, but a couple hours for me. Okay, update. 3 o'clock. I think this puts me at 30. I don't know. I'm losing track a little bit here. I got 5 hours left. Okay, so I guess that puts me at 43 hours on my 48-hour fast, and I'm going to have to admit that after I came back from getting some of the ingredients that's going to actually go inside my, not this, but I'm going to have this later, that's going to go inside my post-fast meal, man, I am starting to definitely feel hungry. I mean, on the way back home, every place that I would never probably go into looked good into me. I said look good into me. Okay, so I'm definitely starting to feel some of the effects. I was thinking of doing like maybe a 60-hour, but I think I need to get a little bit more prep work before I start doing 60 or 72-hour fast. So I think I'm going to start after this one, because I do like the benefits that come with it. I also do like that it allows me to get into a calorie deficit without me actually burning off muscle tissue, because I want to burn fat, yeah, but I also want to stay very fit looking. So there are a lot of benefits. So I think I'm gonna go on doing like maybe once a week, a 24-hour, because at 24 hours, that was pretty easy. It wasn't hard at all. And maybe once a month, for a couple months, I'll do a couple of these 48-hour fasts to get my body conditioned before I take the next step to a 72-hour fast or longer. But I will admit, at hour 43, I am definitely, I'm psychologically hungry, because actually in my stomach, I don't feel like I'm hungry. Like when I used to eat kind of bad, more of a higher carbohydrate diet, more sugars inside my diet. After about 3-4 hours of not eating, I mean, my stomach would feel like it was on my back. I'm not having that same feeling right now, and it's been almost 2 days since I've had anything. This has been a pretty much pure water fast. I did have green tea with no sugar, which has 0 calories, nothing inside of it. And I did mix a little bit of table salt with that green tea for some electrolytes. But that's been pretty much it. And I'm starting to get hungry, but surprisingly enough, man, I am not the way that I thought that I would feel, especially if you would have told me 5 weeks ago that, hey, you're gonna go 2 days without eating anything. I would have thought I would have had hunger headaches, all type of things. But come to think about it, maybe if I was drinking coffee, I probably would have definitely had caffeine withdrawals. But I stopped coffee about 3 months ago, so I guess I'm good on that. But yep, here are some of the ingredients. I want you guys to stick with me, so when I do hit my post-fast meal, I want you to kind of see what I put together. Watched a lot of videos, looked through a couple scientific reports just to get a whole lot of scientific-y, I don't want to say mumbo jumbo, because I do love the science of this stuff. I can get kind of geeky in that area. But through a whole lot of scientific experiments just for it to basically come down to saying, hey, when you've had an extended fast, you don't want to have any sweets. You don't want to have a high carbohydrate foods that's going to give you an insulin spike, and you just don't want to dive into feasting out.
you want to work your body into taking it or digesting food again. So generally that first day, you should try to look to get half your calories that you normally would. And you want to have that first pre-meal to be something like only protein and fats. Very little carbohydrates. To be honest with you, I picked up these strawberries because they looked super good, and I guess I was hungry, so I rationalized I'm gonna go ahead and get me some berries in there. But I am gonna eat those berries, but I'm only gonna have like probably 2 or 3 very low insulin spike, and then I'm gonna have a coconut and other stuff. Some things I'm gonna add to my avocado, like MCT oil. I also have some olives. I'm gonna have probably about 3 olives for sodium. I'm gonna show you what I put together. So yeah, got a few more hours. If I have any more updates on how I feel, I'll let you know before then. Stay tuned. Okay, I guess I've made it. I'm at hour 47 and a half on my 48-hour first time fast, and I'm about to get ready to quickly put together my quick post fast pre-meal meal, if that makes sense. So just to kind of get my stomach ready for regular eating, which is more than likely going to happen tomorrow. I'm going to have this quick pre-meal I'm going to put together real quick. It's going to be real small. And then probably in about an hour or so, I'm probably going to go have me some ramen from a Japanese place. But this meal is just going to be primarily fats and protein. I use this Lono Life. It's a bone broth. That's kind of going to be the first thing that I line my stomach with, something warm. Bone broth has a good amino acid profile. Plus this one also has 10 grams of protein. So it's going to give me a moderate amount of protein. Plus I'm going to get some protein from the avocados, a little bit from the coconuts. One of my things is since I actually started really focusing on, having a high fat, low carb, moderate protein diet, I've been doing a lot of, I eat coconut a lot. So much that even learning how to open it, of course, I like to get the juice out of it too. I hope this is a good coconut, because one thing about coconuts is that sometimes you get the sweet ones, and then sometimes they be like almost spoiled. That's why I started saving my receipts so I can take them back. But I'm gonna taste this one and see. Pretty good. This one's gonna be a good one. I even got me a coconut knife and learned the art of actually having to open this up. Even though I grew up on an island, I've never learned how to kind of actually open coconuts, because I didn't, always had someone else to get them for. So one thing, when you're opening a coconut, you just hit it around the center a couple times, and it should start to crack open and split right in half. Just like that. And then I take this coconut nut, I rinse it out real quick. And I've got this coconut knife. Once I bought this coconut knife, it became a game changer with removing the actual coconut meat out. So for me, instead of me eating things like chips and stuff like that when I want a snack, I'll just get me some coconut. See, once you start to get it out, the coconut knife just makes it easy to just get in there and start to remove it. And that's why I like the sweet coconuts, because they have a milky, like, refreshing taste. Now, generally, I will remove all of this, but this is going to be a light meal, so I'm not going to have a lot this time, and I'll save the rest of this for later to removing it. I'm going to have me some avocado with it. Generally, I eat a whole avocado at a time, but since this is my first kind of start meal, I'm only going to have half of this one. say generally that first day after your fast that you want to kind of have half the amount of calories that you normally would have inside of it. So inside mine, I score it a little bit here. Cut some lines in it like that. Because what I do is I add a little more extra fat to it. And it's this MCT oil right here is a great source of fat. It's 100% fat, but it's pretty tasteless. So I put some MCT oil in there. Because remember, my whole part of this process is training my body to be able to burn fat as a primary fuel again and not carbohydrates. And I like to add a little seasoning to this, so I put a little balsamic vinegar inside there. Definitely make sure I can't taste the oil. Sometimes I put a little salsa in the middle, but that's going to really be high on my sodium. So I don't really want to do that after this meal. But generally, with this balsamic vinegar, I also add a little salsa inside here with it. I got these strawberries just because I wanted them, and damn, man, they were looking good. So I'm going to put me 2 strawberries on here. Put 2 big strawberries on there. So this is going to be kind of it. And a little bit of cucumber. So I'm going to get a lot of fiber from the coconut. Some potassium, magnesium, fats, and proteins, and some other things from the avocado and some other things from the coconut too. I'm gonna get some good stuff from these red berries that's usually inside red fruits. Inside of it, and just give me a little bit of these coconut. I mean, what do you call it? Cucumbers. I am ready to eat too. This is gonna be my pre-workout. I mean, not my pre-workout. My mind is all over the place. I'm gonna add a little extra balsamic to this too. And this stuff is just gonna get my stomach ready to eat me a light meal to go with it. But that's going to be that. And I'm going to put this inside my Keurig. So this is a Keurig thing right here. Heat this up. Yeah, so bone broth is, like I said, it's good. It's a good source of protein, good source of amino acids, and it's great to get started. This was a real good experience for me. I know that there's more work that I have to do if I want to do even longer extended fast, but that's what I'm going to work on, and I hope this is helpful for you. Oh, I did want to talk about towards the end, and maybe some people that know more about fasting can help me with this question, is that so I definitely started having like a metallic taste in my mouth for like the last 3-4 hours, and I don't know what does that actually mean. Maybe I could try to look that up online, but maybe that's a question that you more experienced fasters can help me out with. But I felt great, got a little definitely tired towards the end, of course getting hungry. But because I understand hunger, a lot of hunger that we experience here in the United States is psychological, because it really takes about 3 solid days to really start to be biologically hungry. I knew this, and I knew I've been working on allowing my body to be able to switch to using fat as fuel. And if we have a lot of stored fat, you have a lot of fuel, and there's no reason that you're actually really hungry. So I guess it allowed me to push through, but it's been a great experience. Thank you guys for watching it, and I'm gonna do more of these. My next time is I'm gonna do probably a 60-hour fast or a 72, but I'm gonna prep myself first. So thank you guys for watching. Damn, this shit is good.